tradition now since I started going live again.
Yeah.
Where basically we have to do this. That shit never gets old. And then I think so one of the things I want to talk about is I want to do like a TikTok video for uplifting thing. I gotta put the DAO proposal together or whatever. But it didn't even occur to me that that would be the perfect thing to add into Lax virtual lands, as far as you claim your piece of land or whatever, and you attach a video to it or something. That would be really, really cool. We were talking about
that. Yeah.
In the interim, I've been watching this video every morning because it gets me super fucking hyped. Don't have too much to say during this right now this morning, but I do want to give Mitzi a shout out. She helped me with getting back into the boonies yesterday. We've got like uplifting drips in there and freaking hang gliders. It's freaking amazing. And that this is, the Uplift 2.0 thing is about getting enough people back in here that we can finish the boonies and not be doing it to an empty room. Once that happens, man, like every Web3 you could possibly, imagine is going to be embedded in that game, because we can, right? Because we want to pay attention to the end users of the license agreement for Minecraft. And Mitzi and I actually went back and forth. She's very protective of the Uplift, and I'm really grateful to her for that. But yeah, we went back and forth a bunch about reviewing the usage guidelines for Mojang and because we want to make sure that any risks that we take are very calculated. Anyway, blah blah blah. For being. Oh, this is point. Abello. This is point.
This is awesome.
Yeah. That one is like Gary who goes deal with the uplift. He's the guy who built that entire void.
I know the Padman layer.
Yeah. Hey, who built that?
Yeah, I like the robot.
I've been telling everybody every time we come by that. Yep, my buddy Andre. Let's go. All right, so wow.
Now I'm hyped.
Right? It's great. And again, that's 1% of 1% of all the amazing builds that are in there. There's 18 trillion of them. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Damn,
so all right. What am I doing here? Oh, I'm trying to get into the game. I'm not doing it very well. So yeah, we'll do some gratitudes. I got a couple people to put up on our on the monuments here. And yeah, I wanted to because we talked a little bit before. You got some stuff going on, but I mean, when was the last time we got to do a live? It was a million years ago. So I wanted to get back on the horse.
It's been a while.
Andre, tell everybody how you first got into the Uplift community.
Absolutely. So I had started with Wax, I remember. And I started in Wax because of GPK. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Garbage Pail Kids. Yeah. I used to collect them when I was a little kid.
That's awesome.
And I saw they had NFTs for this. I started this was like when I was starting to get into NFTs.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they have NFTs for Garbage Pail Kids and it's on Wax. So that's how I ended up on Wax. And once I saw about the metaverse and what the whole fuss was about, I think the uplift was just getting started at the time.
Yeah, you were there before the anything really.
And that's when I was like, okay, I need to get some landing here. I need to do that. And that's what I did. Yeah, like I got some land. I started doing some work for the uplift, and yeah, sure enough, like I got really into it. Now I have a ton of land. I have a ton of spaces there, a ton of plots,
Right?
and I play a lot. I still to this day not as much as before, but we still play a lot. My kids have plots. I have
That's
plots.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we just play. It's really nice. I love Minecraft, so I like how it's divided and you just can't build throughout the entire world. It's just your own plot.
Yeah, that's important. That's important. Just I mean, like they've got, and people have talked about it, like there's the free for all servers. They're
Yeah.
a mess. They're just a mess. That's all they are.
Yeah, no,
Um,
exactly. That's that's how it
mm,
is. And like for us, it's like we like to create stuff. So we go on creative, we go on survival, and I like survival. My kids like creative. But on both servers, we have our plot and we just build there, and that's I think it's a really really cool idea because you are putting together blockchain with Minecraft, which already has a ton of users, but at the same time it's the ownership, it's on the blockchain.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what initially caught my attention. It's like, oh, um there's this, it's already like one thing that's important to me is that it's already working because you look at other metaverses and they're cool and all, but at the same time it's still like in development kind of thing.
yeah,
Like and I mean like not like they're building the world, no, it's like they're building the platform for you to be able to build the world. So
yeah,
so it's, I know that's very time consuming,
yeah,
a lot of time, a lot of resources, a lot of developers. A game like this you don't create out of like a day, a couple days. It's years. That takes
yeah.
years.
Yeah. We put some work in. It's gonna take some time.
Yeah, and like for you, a lot of the work is like because Minecraft is already working. It's you can actually work on like developing the world itself, and that's what I'm
Right?
talking about. Like
Yeah,
I can
getting to the
go
point where
in.
those mechanics would work.
Exactly, and that's what I'm talking about. The mechanics, like if you go to the sandbox, the mechanics are still being worked on. It's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
not all there. You can't go on the map. You gotta go like on the website and then choose a game. So it's not the same. In my opinion, it's not the same as something that's already working, that's already proven. That's already out there,
yeah,
but you can actually work on the actual product. Like you can actually build worlds, you can actually start building, buy a plot and start building right away, and you can walk around and see other people's builds, and
yeah,
you don't have to worry about the game mechanics at all.
yeah. That's kind of where we were at too. And really, it's like I was saying with I was sort of looking at all of the um all the shit with the end user license agreement with Minecraft and stuff, and they explicitly mention hating NFTs, which we know, right? And we're, oh, I forgot there was a freaking teleport there. Where did I just go? Funny.
That's nice though.
Yeah, it's fun. Whoa, water tunnel. I don't even know where I am.
That's, you see, it's so massive that you don't even know where you're at. But that's why I love it. Like
Right?
it's,
Like is this like, I don't remember what this is. That's
I
funny.
walk around
I think
and
I've seen it, but
I see stuff I've never seen all the time. I just walking around or just going on a rail. Just go around,
yeah,
just
yeah.
go around everything, and
All right. I'm gonna go back to boop. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty crazy stuff. Um, I don't remember what I was talking about. So yeah, you definitely were here, like right at the beginning,
yeah, I remember the first sale. I remember that.
right?
Yeah,
Back when
I remember that. Yeah, that was huge. I
it was,
remember, like,
it was freaking
I think it was sold out. The first.
pretty fast.
Yeah, he was sold
Fast.
out pretty fast. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, it's funny. Like I talked about this a little bit. Like our ex bosses were pressuring us to sell land constantly because we were very good at it, right? And
Yeah.
now, like objectively, there's too much land out there for the number
Yeah.
of people that are currently around, right? And that there's a bunch of different ways to solve for that. But I'm excited to get back to the point where, like, my focus now is, obviously we're going to have land NFTs for the boonies because we have to, but those aren't going to be for sale. They're going to be for blends, right? So you'll need an Uplift 2.0 Pioneer NFT, which everybody who's on the monuments is going to have, at least one. To get the blend NFTs to mix some Upliftium and shards in there to get it right. So like that, I can sort of see us building that energy back up.
Yeah.
Which is going to be exciting. And then really, like, I still think we're going to be able to make the land NFTs really valuable that exists here anyway. That's just going to take longer, right? Because we need way more people to sort of make that work. But we'll get there. Oh, I was going to do some gratitude too.
Definitely. And I think, like, it's, in my opinion, it's one game away from the whole industry just blowing up, honestly.
Yeah.
Because you'll have the first NFT based blockchain game, and it could be something like a shooting, like, RPG or some kind of shooting game.
Yep.
Where, like, now you add the ability to have items on the blockchain. Once that, in my opinion, once that goes viral, everybody's going to be more comfortable. Just like, oh, it's on the blockchain.
It's just it's gonna be the way it is. And like a lot of games are starting to, not a lot. I've seen a couple that are starting to embed that in the, basically, like, you don't need a wallet necessarily to begin, yada yada yada, right?
Yeah.
It's all sort of done up initially, in advance. What are you grateful for this morning, Andre?
I'm grateful for a beautiful day. It's nice and nice. It's not hot. It's not cold, but weather is awesome. Yeah, it's sunny, and I think it's in the 70s for us here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's we're up just north of Tampa. I think it was like almost below 70 this morning. It was like,
yeah, it definitely felt like it.
Pretty good. All right, so what's up, Lisa C? Okay, so Lisa, what are you grateful for this morning? I'm gonna wait here until you give me something. Then I want to pop into Mind Test real quick because I'm sort of obsessed with hitting the Upliftium button. Have you been in there yet?
No, I haven't been there. I'm curious now.
I'm not supposed to call it Mind Test anymore. I gotta call it Boonies.
Boonies, okay.
Yeah.
So Boonies is Mind Test. I get it.
Yeah, it's our world. It's like Genesis.
Got it.
Yeah, there's a little Upliftium drip in there that's kind of fun. Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. Excellent. Okay. Now I just gotta find the button. All right. So what else what are you working on? What's I mean, it's crypto bear market right now. I want to get into Relax Virtual Lens here in a minute too.
Yeah.
But like, how are you sort of thinking about where we're at in this market cycle, and what are you thinking most about right now?
As far as like NFT market goes,
sure. Crypto, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I feel like definitely being on the bear market.
Yeah.
I still feel like there's a lot of hardcore users, like people who definitely believe in the blockchain and what the value of NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
So you're always gonna have an audience. To me, any business, you have an audience. That's the number one thing. It's like you have a market, obviously, and with that, I think it's picking up. I think that because I think with Bitcoin, everything, the ETFs, I don't know that much, but I've seen the news enough to know that it's picking up again with Bitcoin. And anytime that does that, then NFTs pick up.
Yeah,
So it's a
that's usually the way it is. Yep.
domino effect, so I definitely see more sales out there, more NFT sales going on, and you see it in the news. I'm on the Coinbase newsletter, and they're saying like they're up 26% on NFT
Oh
sales
yeah,
again.
yeah. You were telling me that the other day. That's a non-trivial thing. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, so I think it's gonna be alive for a while. It's more like what happened last time. It was quiet and down for a bit, and then it picks up again. So
Yep.
I'm getting ready for that. For when it picks up again. I want to be ready for that cycle.
Yeah.
And that's what I've worked on so far. Right now, I'm not spending a lot of time on NFT as far as like developing anything with NFT related, but I definitely been working, on a couple things. So Lax was one, obviously, and
Whew,
then the
20,000
next
of
one,
lithium.
yeah, and then the next one is top merch NFT,
Right.
which I believe the platform is almost ready. I just gotta have people start testing it so I can make corrections, add new features. Get a feel for what's going on the app. And I've tested myself. I've printed stuff myself. So basically, you can turn your NFT into any kind of merch, um,
And
t-shirts.
that's huge. One of the things one of the focuses I have for the next little while is the ability to take your generic land NFT and turn it into a one of one, right? That has an image of the build on there that is sort of certified by the DAO, blah 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 blah, right? So
Yeah,
it's what's actually there. So and then you could take that one of one NFT of like the tower build or of the robot or whatever, and go to top merch and get some merch made for it, right? So
yeah.
where are you at on the like so you have to sort of own the NFT to put it on there, right?
Yes, you basically the way it works is you need to go on your wallet. You need to have your wallet.
Yeah.
Then you go to the website, you connect your wallet, and when you connect your wallet, you're able to choose the NFTs for the specific product you want. So once you choose the NFTs, then you can like go first you choose the product, then you choose what NFTs you want on the product. So if I want a t-shirt, for example,
Yeah.
then I can go in and select the NFTs that I want on that t-shirt. The NFTs are only the ones that are in your wallet, nothing else. You
Okay.
can upload anything. It's just whatever is in your wallet. That's whatever you can select. Once you select them, then we'll print them out on the t-shirt and then ship it to you. So that's how it works. And then we have it with coffee mugs, t-shirts, I believe pet bandanas, baby baby supplies, like a ton of stuff you can add in there. You can have it on phone cases. So there's like I believe it's like 140 products that you can have it on.
That's amazing.
Towels, beach towels, a ton of stuff. And that the idea is basically that you can now turn your NFT into something that's more like in real, like real life. You can use it every day.
Yeah.
You can have a QR code in there, so if somebody sees you with the T-shirt, they can scan the QR code, go, advertise, so they can go wherever you want them to go, like a website or whatever else you want.
Yeah.
And yeah, or your collection, so that's that's pretty much all built already. What I need to build further for version 2 is the ability to whitelist collections in there, so you can have your own collection and add your own logo to the platform, your own color, so that it becomes more like your platform,
Right.
not my platform. And like, yeah, just whitelist it and you can use it, obviously, like for a fee, but you can use it and you can offer all of this to your base, your fans.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I think it's such a great idea. And I wanted
Thank you.
to show people Last Virtual Alliance because somebody was in the Uplift Discord the other day saying
Yeah.
like, how do I find on Atomic? It's actually not a trivial thing on Atomic, but how do I find who owns this plot next door so I can make an offer on it? And like, there's not
Right.
really any way to do it. And then you can just come over here, boop, which is built by our Lord and Savior Andre Abello.
And you can find plots, and that's
Yeah.
how you can filter. Yeah.
I just noticed you had the video up on there. That's awesome, man. So yeah, I want to find a plot.
Yeah.
Check this out. Yeah, this is awesome. Freaking log in here. What's up? I haven't played this in way too long. Boop. All right, so own plots. I guess that's the login again. All right, cool. Did that not log in?
I think
Yeah,
with Anchor, there's a bug with Anchor, but I can show you with
is there?
Yeah, let me show you with the
okay.
with the one that I'll show you.
Yeah, sure. I'll stop presenting
for sure. Let me do window this one. Okay, so all right, can you see that? Okay,
yes.
so this is top NFT, top merch, but here I have my own plots here, and these are the plots that I own. So that's where you were trying to go, the dashboard.
Yeah.
And on the dashboard, I can view what I have. These are changes that I've made. So this is like a Facebook profile of my plot. You know,
yeah.
I was able to add these
genius.
images.
Yep.
I can add the images that I want, just because like maybe I want more than just a map image. Maybe I'm trying to sell it. That's why I created this.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to sell it. I have a plot. I built a ton of stuff on it. Let me add, whatever. Let me share it on social media, and then you're able to sell it if you want. If that's what you want. That's what you want to do. So let me go in here again. For you to do that, you just update, and then here is what you see there, like the ability to add images. You were talking about video, so that's one thing that we can definitely add in here.
Right, even like a link for a video that's hosted on YouTube or TikTok or something.
That's how I would do it initially, because like uploading the video itself, it'll be a lot.
Why take the data onto your server? Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'll do it like that cool, initially. Man. Yeah, so that you're able to upload, update a description, so you can add a description, and that's what's gonna be shown whenever you go to the plot. Like whenever you see it, you're gonna be able to see that right here, and that's also on the main map. So if I go on the find plots, if I find my plot in here somewhere, I'll be able to view that. So part of what I was doing with this is you say you update your plot, you add your own information, and now you want to promote it. So my thought was, okay, now we can go and like charge Upliftium for you to promote, your plot on the first, like just like Google does on the first row, so you can have your plot amazing. Right there.
Yeah, that's cool. So could you also make like a social media style feed? So like if somebody updates a picture, it shows up there. If they add a video, it shows up there. You know what I mean? So like there could be this constant, like a sort of, I don't know. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. And yes, we can definitely add it. Yeah, we already have the profile, so adding something like that wouldn't be that
right.
That
so
much
like
of a lift,
yeah. When you're on there, you can sort of see constant stream of the action, like social media, right? Like you constantly see that. And then if when we get really busy, you could sort of like pay some Upliftium to be tagged to the top of it if you wanted to be promoting what you're doing or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, definitely, I can do that. And that's part of like why I have this. I don't usually add a lot of stuff because I don't want to add more than than what's necessary.
Right.
I usually wait for like feedback, and once
100%. No, I think getting a bunch of people to hop on here. So what I'm trying to do with the video thing, might be like a really good, addition as far as like getting, 100 or a couple hundred people on the site, right? That way, we've got, I'm working to get all these. Oh, sorry, YouTube started yelling at me. Yeah, right. So like we're sort of getting that content created anyway. It's really cool. Having one place where you could go and see all of it would be objectively amazing.
Definitely, yes.
And, this is just such a cool start.
And yeah, exactly. Like, so the whole thing is like, I want this to be like Zillow for the uplift, or Zillow
right? Awesome.
For NFTs, for NFT lands or metaverses. But it really works well with the uplift, like
right. Well, and like obviously it'll work for boonies as well. But yeah, why wouldn't it work for every metaverse where you can actually
I tried, but it's really not that simple. No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. For uplift, it's a lot simpler. It is. Yeah.
I'd like to say we thought of that from the beginning, but we did not.
it is for some reason, like, and that's why I was like, when we started the conversation, I started talking about that because I find it that because they're in development, it's a lot more difficult, to do things like this. Yeah, because it's still like being developed. You can do it, but it doesn't really make sense for all of them. There's no really like filters. Honestly, there's really not a lot. There's not like Sandbox is just one, like it's just not like worlds or anything like that, so it's like creative. There's none of that stuff. It's usually literally just the price and the map, and that's it.
Well, yeehaw.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, all right. What are some of the other things we were talking about before? I know we just had we were just kind of shooting the shit. I know it was like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, well, some of the other things that we're talking about is, how about that game, the sports app? That idea.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was really interesting. So yeah, walk us through what your thought is there.
Okay, so we'll do a blockchain-based betting platform. That's, in short, that's what it is. But you're not betting money, obviously. You're betting tokens, or you're betting lands, or you're betting, Oblivion. You're betting something else. You're not betting money at all. You're betting things, that you have on the blockchain. And it'll be the same way as you do bets, on other websites. And you can actually go and like call your friends over and be like, hey, let's bet on this game straight up, or I'll give you the line or whatever it is, so 5 points or whatever the line says. Or we just straight up bet, the Heat are going to beat the Lakers, yesterday.
Yep.
So that's one part. And then the second part is the fantasy. So how I'm just been thinking about how you can take fantasy and then create NFTs around that. So that, say, for example, you have the LeBron James token, so that's on your fantasy team. And now people can buy that token, or you can sell it, you can keep it, but that's on your fantasy team. And at the end, like you'll get rewards, if you win your fantasy match or whatever. And all of this obviously within the blockchain, nothing outside the blockchain.
Right. So, so like if you had it like at the beginning of a fantasy football or fantasy basketball, whatever season, and I don't know anything about sports, so like the likelihood that this is a good idea is questionable. But like trying to think about how it would work. Let's say you had I don't know, like 1,000 of each player or 100 of each player to start, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And you have a set amount that you can you can buy a pack, and that's your team, right?
Yeah.
So that and you get some sort of in-game token or whatever, and your team is X number of NFTs, and then you can buy, sell, and trade with everybody else to sort of acquire the people you want. And like LeBron James is probably going to cost more, right? So it becomes this sort of interesting market dynamics thing where you've got the ability to change your team, and it actually becomes more like real life, right? Like if your team does well, you're going to earn more, blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah. And it works two ways. So I play fantasy where you have like 1-to-1. You can only have the one player, for
Hmm.
all the league is just one player.
Oh wow.
But I've also played the other way where you have multiple. So you're given points. You're given like 100 points, and every player is worth some points. Obviously, the better players are worth more points.
Right.
So when you're building your team, you can only build up to 100 points. So
Ah.
if you have three best players, they're worth 20, 30, and 40, you can't have all of them on your team. You got to have balance. No, so that's where I see on both instances actually, like I see it being enticing for people because you can actually, like, say you have LeBron James on your team or you have Patrick Mahomes, that's like football, and you have other players that are not going to score that many points on your team. You can now sell that player, whether it's 1-on-1 or more than one. Like,
Hmm.
obviously, if it's a good player, it will be more limited, and you can
Even
sell
like
it.
if I'm not sure you would have to limit it because the demand is so much higher, right? If the number is the same for every player, then you're going to have everybody snap up the good players as quickly as humanly possible. All the other
Yeah,
players are going to be sitting there, right? So
yeah,
the sort of the on the demand side, it's going to be taken over. You just want to make sure that you have less NFTs per player than you have players playing the fantasy game. Does that make
yes,
sense?
yes, 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 definitely, yes. And once, like, what you can do is you can sell your player if you have a bad team, but you have one good player. Sell
Yeah.
your player, and then you get a bunch of other players that maybe are not as good as the one player you sold, but are gonna give more balance to your team, and overall, it give more points.
Hmm.
So that kind of like that is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
So
it's interesting.
it's more like your manager,
Hmm.
your manager way of thinking needs to kick in, and for you to be able to manage what you have,
Right. It's
and
like the Moneyball movie, only with NFTs and crypto.
yes, exactly. And then it's NFTs in crypto, so you don't have to worry about like paying,
Yeah, yeah.
anything, like worry about that. It's just like fun and games, for now.
I like it. I like it. Well,
Yeah.
and I mean, you put the NFTs in there, like the you probably want to run it seasonally, right? So then, like
That's what
the
you do, yeah.
the NFTs from like season one, like 10 years from now, if it's running for 10, like they become historical
Yeah.
elements, right? Like that.
Yeah.
They become sort of permanent artifacts, which I think is
Yeah.
interesting.
And you can do, like, that's a good idea. You can do something where, like, season 2, if you were amongst the top, in season 1, then in my opinion, you deserve a little more, not help, but maybe a higher seed. I don't know, something like that. The way they
Yeah,
do it in sports is like the worst team gets the higher picks in the draft. So
yeah.
maybe we'll go that route. Maybe like you were the worst. Now you get to pick number one on the next season. Now you
Well,
want to even it
that's
out.
a whole that's a I didn't even think about that as far as like the when you're starting out. I just sort of envision getting a pack of randomized players, and then that
Yes,
way
yes,
you could sort of you could just buy, sell, trade, to kind of get the team that you
yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but I mean, you get a free pack if you win,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. That's a good
you could get
idea.
a
Yeah,
free pack if you suck. Like if you are dead last.
yeah, no,
The
for
only thing there
sure.
is like somebody might do it and then like just forget about it and like
Yeah.
not do anything. But yeah, it's interesting anyway.
Yeah, it is an interesting idea. It's something that it's just there, in my brain and your brain now, and
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
But it's something that I've been thinking about building. But then I'm always thinking, and we'll go back to the blockchain question. I'm always thinking it's like how I can integrate this into the blockchain. For
yeah.
some reason, that's always like I want to integrate something into the blockchain, and that's
Yeah, no, I think this is an important thing to be thinking about still because it's still as far as like blockchain as a technology and realizing
yeah,
how it's going to affect our lives. Yeah,
yeah,
I think we're still scratching the surface. I think the we're testing the limits and figuring out
yeah,
what's plausible, and it really is a different kind of market dynamic. As much as like the old world doesn't like it, it exists now, right? Like that.
yeah,
This is a thing that people
yeah.
need to figure out.
And now you gave me an idea. We can start with packs, with packs like that'll we can have some kind of token where like now you can have DAO,
Mhm.
and through the DAO you build up the ideas on the platform.
I like it. What's the IP rules for like would you have to could you use LeBron James' name and image for this because it's fantasy football? Probably not, right?
Probably not. No, no, no.
Yeah.
No.
So just like make up characters whose names rhyme with the player.
Yeah. That's
Gaffron
what you can
Dames.
do. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like,
Right.
I don't know if you played. You mentioned you don't play video games that much, but there's a soccer game. There's FIFA. So obviously FIFA is fully licensed.
Sure.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But there was a better soccer game back in the day. It's called Pro Evolution Soccer.
Uh-huh.
PES. It was an awesome game. But they didn't have the licenses. So instead of having Ronaldo, you have Rolando. You know what I mean? So, but it was Ronaldo, like
still worked.
Real Madrid, number 7. Everything was the same.
All the
his name
stats
was
and everything.
slightly different. So I was thinking that, like, you just change the name. And finally, like, I would love to get licensing, but obviously that costs, but
yeah,
that's
when you have
something
a spare 10-20 million dollars kicking around for nothing. You can have more fun with it anyway, right? Like if you're making sort of characters, you could use AI to make images that are like close but not real, right? Yeah, 100%.
And you make fun of it, like if somebody is like a little chubby, you make it really chubby. If somebody has a big nose, you make a bigger nose, so like you can have fun with it when it's like that. Yeah.
No, that'd be really fun. I think people would have a blast with that.
That's what I'm thinking, is like make it fun, but at the same time, it's like integrate the whole betting. I don't bet because I really don't want to get into like all the trouble, that there is behind. But I would love to like just bet. Like I used to bet with my friends all the time, like just playing around. Like, hey, I think this team is gonna win that game, But nothing serious, I don't want to go to like a casino and bet. And that
I never do that either. There's a reason why those casinos are so big and so rich, and it's not because you win all the time.
Yes, exactly. So I don't want to. Like it gets confusing for me. I'd rather just keep it simple and like fantasy betting, fun game. You win, you lose, and that's it. Like you lost some NFTs, and that's it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, man. We should do this more often.
Yeah, no, we will. I'm sort of getting back on into some consistency and stuff. So we'll keep in touch and we'll do that. Again, Lax Virtual Land, everybody. If you haven't messed around with it, do it. If you want to find out who owns the piece of land next to you, so you can make an offer on it.
Or if you want to sell your land, like
right? Yeah. Make a profile. Actually, I should sort of like run a test on that and just like grab a piece of land and just treat it like this is a blank land. There's nothing there, but I can take a picture of it and be like, hey, what's up, weirdos, right? And then that, sort of show the location of it and stuff, just to kind of test the limits of it.
That's what it's for. And then the description, you can put stuff like we have gold, diamonds, like all the resources,
right? Or even just like here's your neighbors, right? Like I have a piece of land right now that's like right in front of your robot.
Yeah.
Right. So like I make like I was thinking about making a little gallery there, but maybe I should just make like a something that I don't know. We'll figure it out, and then just put it on for sale and say, hey, you can be next to the robot if you want. That'd be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's the right thing.
And that's initially what this whole thing was about. Obviously, back then we had a lot more traffic on the uplift.
Yeah.
So it made more sense. Now, like it's picking up. So once we go back to that, I think it's gonna be something that everybody can use. You can use it for free, or like eventually you'll be able to pay for you to get advertised into like a higher position.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it'll all be with Upliftium, so no, just get more Upliftium.
I mean that I have been. I buy little bits of it all the time.
Yeah,
just because I know, like, eventually, like, it's only a matter of time before we figure out all the use cases, right? Like, that's just in my head. I mean, I can help that, right? Like, as long as I'm thinking about it more, and the more Upliftium of my own, the more I think about it. So I was like tricking myself into figuring it out,
Yeah, I'm hoarding Upliftium for sure.
Yeah, one of the things I was thinking, I crunched the numbers on, how much the passive mining drip is for the million NFTs, the 10 million NFTs, and the 100 million NFTs. And I think they should be considerably higher. I'm thinking about doing a DAO proposal where I would just get control over those numbers for 6 months and put them to where I think they should be, which would actually be in line with the mining ROI that Alien Worlds had right at the beginning. I've got a plan.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah,
That's
so
great
think about it,
news.
like locks tons up. Compared to the amount that's getting locked up, it's actually a really, really low drip, like many, many years low drip.
Wow.
But would still be a lot more considerable and you know, almost like sort of locking stuff up and owning like an Upliftium bond, basically. You know what I mean?
Nice.
It's low. It's too low now, but it'll
Yeah.
still be, because we don't want to just like ramp up inflation for no reason or whatever, right?
Yeah.
This gives people a reason to do all the blends and to mess around, and that actually gets rid of shards and blah 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 blah, right? So it's sort of an interesting thing.
Yeah, definitely. I'm all for it. I'm always claiming, and claiming Upliftium on the website. So definitely, man. More for me, the best. Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, for
Rock and
sure.
roll. I was actually I talked to Juan too. I'm gonna have him on Thursday. We're gonna talk to him a little bit more. But I was thinking about, and I don't know if this is a good idea. I was sort of letting him all over my head. I like it, but somebody could come up with like a really good reason I haven't thought of why it's a terrible idea. So we put some NFTs up for sale, like maybe like an NFT that would, because we're gonna do a lot of play to earn stuff on the boonies, on the mine test variant or whatever, right? Because we're allowed to. We can do whatever the fuck we want over there, so we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about like, or even on the passive miner thing, like what if you got like a 0.01%, not big, right? To begin with, maybe you blend it up, but I don't want the percentages to get too crazy on this, but you get a percentage increase on your entire passive mining platform. And the way that you do that is you buy a blend NFT that you'll then add to Upliftium and Shards, right? You buy a blend NFT with LP token for for Lithium Wax, right? So you have to put liquidity in. That gives you a token. You actually spend that token, and we burn it, right? You spend that token on getting this blend NFT to kind of give you some more advantage, whether it's in the playing side on boonies or the passive mining side, or however we want to do that, right? It's some NFT that everybody would want. But then, we don't, I don't think the DAO wants to necessarily own that LP, right? Because then it's like a taxable event. We never want to have to sell it for taxes or whatever, right? So like that's,
Yeah.
But if it's just getting burned, we've never owned it, right? So, it just goes away. But that LP didn't go away. So there's still liquidity in the pool based on that action that never goes away. It just stays in there. Is that insane?
No. I think it's a cool idea. I think anything that brings value to the token, it's a good idea. And I like how like it's not necessarily taxed, like you just burn it.
Yeah, so it's like it doesn't become an Uplift DAO asset, basically.
Exactly. So it's not an asset, but at the same time, you do need it for you to complete,
Which is like the more liquidity that's in that pool benefits the entire community.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
Sort of where my head's at for that, right? Because the more liquidity we have locked in there, the easier it is to buy, sell, trade. Like the market just gets simpler, right? Price can go up, price can go down, whatever. But at least then there's liquidity, so you're not getting, you could put hundreds or $1,000 into it if you want. Like you couldn't do that now without like really dramatically affecting the price.
Yeah.
Which has always been a hint to me. That's like I'm, putting $5 in here, $5 in there, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, I just thank you for letting me sort of like just kind of hammer that idea out. Obviously, would require a DAO proposal, and I'll probably get around to writing something up on that.
Yeah, it'll pass. We'll make it pass.
Indeed. All right, man. Yeah, let's do this again soon. In the next
for sure.
Couple weeks soon. We'll we'll hang out again. I freaking love you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
this
me
morning.
too, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, cheers. We'll see you. Lax Virtual Land, man.
Yeah,
that's the sleeper hit of the season right there.
Yeah. Let's take this to the moon again.